it's May or June. So at the beginning, I was still doing my 2 shakes a day. I was taking my Ionics. I took Ionics in the morning, but I also took it after my runs because, as I said, running can cause stress in the body, and it was recommended to me to try Ionics, and it definitely helped. And it just put me in a kind of a more balanced state for after a long run. So that was the initial, but as my miles went up and my training went up and speed work, Isopro became really important to me, and the hydrates. So I would take, sometimes I would run fasting, so it depended on what sort of run I was doing. If I didn't, I would have an isoline shake with maybe some oats and maybe some fruit, but I wasn't on a weight loss journey, so I was adding in some to my isoline shake. Then when I got home, depending on 16, 17 miles, I would take Isopro and I might mix it with some hydrate. Then I would eat high protein, carb, lots of green veg. When I got really into my big runs, some people, you've heard about the e-shots, they take it before 10 minutes or so before the workouts. For me personally, when I got up to about 12 or 13 miles, 14 miles, I took my e-shot then, and it gave me that little pep in my step, particularly when I did the day of the marathon. That just, I thought, I'm not going to survive this. I've run 19 miles now and that's it, I'm done. I still had another 7 miles to go and over. And good bit of it uphill. If you know Dublin, it's kind of up and down. I took that e-shot and rocket flew. Just, yeah, definitely. Love them, couldn't be without them. They're super little products, so yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Mo. Pep in her step, I love that. And that's true, because a lot of people take the e-shots and they take it just before they start to work out, but when it's endurance, she saved it for halfway through, which is awesome to know as well. And Ionics, she mentioned the Ionics, so remember that when you're talking to athletes, Ionics is great for recovery, inflammation. They're creating a lot of lactic acid and all of that in their bodies. The cleansing is great afterwards also. We've got a lot of guys in Australia, in my team. I've actually enrolled Olympic athletes in my own team, and I've got world champion heavyweight lifters. I've got Jana Pittman, she's 3-time Olympic. And basically, they love these products. They love it for the cleansing aspect and for the recovery. So, and for the whole, everything, for the whole system. And Ramona, the last question I'd like to ask you is, I know that you like to get creative with the products, as in, obviously Ramona shared with me that when people are running that amount, they could eat a horse. Like they could eat anything that's in front of them, their own arm. So, and you instead of craving the sugar and all of that to give you, what do you do?
Yeah, so when you're burning off that amount of energy and running for that length of time, you could really eat anyone that's stood in front of you or anything. So I kind of got myself prepared. With the Isopro, I made protein balls. I included protein in my oats in the morning time, so that gave me a fuller feeling, but then I knew I was getting my protein in for recovery and for building muscle. Protein balls became my go-to thing, because after 20 miles and you come home and you've recovered and you've done all of that, 3 or 4 hours later you're starving. Like you're literally starving. You could eat your own child. So protein balls were definitely, and they're healthy, and they really fill you up. And you can make so many different ones. Like they're just such huge options, and they're so convenient. They're super.
Awesome, thanks.